back, this is McLogo with another iRacing video, and this time, or this week, it's Laguna Seca in the VRS Sprint. I'm in the Ferrari because I really like to drive this car, and I guess it's the easiest to drive on this track. Laguna Seca is a little bit special. First of all,
go. 2 litres remaining. Overton has just retired from the race.
I think the track is it hasn't got a lot of straights where you can relax, and it's special to drive because the corners, the kind of the apex that you need to hit, and the banked corners, and also corkscrew and everything, blind drop, and so you need to get used to it. And this was my first time actually. I practiced the track pretty good before, so I'm fairly confident for this race, but qualifying didn't go well, so I started in P15. Could already now, I think, advance 1 or 2 places, and yeah, we'll see how far we can come in this race. This was really a nice race with good drivers, or for me good drivers, well behaved all, and no actually unfair driving. This was the first really close battle. This guy that I managed to overtake, he's really a fast driver, and we'll see him later on in the game again. And I just managed to get that slide opening, slip through, and get into a better position into the corkscrew so that I'm inside and can take advantage of it. That's, I think, something that I've progressed a little bit, knowing when to attack, where to position the car, kind of, not always, but sometimes, and getting a feel for how much you can go in late and brake, and when it's not, actually when it doesn't make any sense, and that's, I think, also a good thing. Of course I'm still doing a lot of mistakes, but the Ferrari is kind of the car that it doesn't punish small mistakes. Of course it punishes bad mistakes where where you fly off the track basically, but if you just touch maybe the outside and you release the gas, or you only make small errors, then it's forgiving. Unlike maybe the Lambo that I also tried on this track, that is much more unforgiving. Also fun to drive, really makes an awesome noise.
The gap behind is now 0.5.
But I can beat around the Ferrari much more. It kind of fits my current driving style, but of course I still try to be smooth, kind of, and practice that smoothness to get faster. So far I'm really enjoying Laguna Seca. As I said, it's a track that you need to practice a lot to get the feel for it. I'm by no means good at this track. I'm still kind of in a low split. This is the second lowest.
No mistakes.
The strength of field is about 1,250 something or so. But for me it's a progress, and I really enjoy it. It's awesome racing with these guys, close battles. We're all similar, fast, and it's just amazing, just super fun. I'm trying to pull, to reel in the guys in front. I think the Lambo can go quicker, but he's kind of held up by the guys in front of him. I mean the red Lambo. And yeah, well, let's see. But also one thing that I kind of need to learn to adjust is fighting and driving, or driving fast, lapping good, because if you fight, then you lose time. If you have to block or to defend, or if you're also trying to catch somebody, not to overdrive the car, just to lap fast and get these the good rounds in. I can manage to go low 133s, 123s here. I also had one high 122 in a practice, but I should be able to do low 123s, and that's, I think, it's fine here for this race. Should be able to catch up to most of the guys here. Maybe a few that are slightly faster, but let's see. as you could see, the Lambo was able to get past this BMW. Also, a nice thing, the spread of the cars, all different manufacturers, and it doesn't seem that the car is not capable here. Here I make a mistake, which makes me lose one position. I went on the outside, which is a bad move. That is, like, for example, a thing that I should avoid. It doesn't make any sense trying to go through the outside there. I was just losing positions, and the guy which was near could profit from it. But yeah. And now I've got another Ferrari in my back, which is kind of semi-aggressive. I do not really feel much of a pressure at this time, as I think that I can lap faster than him if I hit it, but it's something that I just have to concentrate on. Now I have to drive fast, now I should hit really the lap times, and now I should rather defend the inside, or especially the first corner here I find interesting.
Come on, Dave, don't panic, we'll get him back.
Depending on how you drive it, people can go in the inside maybe, or can take advantage of you, and as soon as somebody can stick the nose in, it pushes you off the line where you can actually go fast. So trying to avoid it and just to keep the pace high. And a fun race also, because it's not just you slightly you have one good lap and you pull away from the guys. It's really you have to lap one lap afterwards one another, and they should be consistent, and then you can see how much you can pull away. So there's another guy dropping out, and we are a position further.
The gap in front is now 0.9.
And it was actually quite interesting, starting from P15, then slightly moving through the fields, gaining, but you'll see at the end how much you were able to gain. And these guys are also fighting, so they're losing time. See, I can brake here into really coming near, get closer to them, just gain time because they're battling each other. And what I really love about the Ferrari, I feel it's very precise on turning or braking and turning. I can really go brake into the corner, into an apex, something that I cannot do that well with a BMW. And with the Lambo, of course, it's quick around corners, but I'm also it's prone to oversteer when you overdo it and overdrive it. So it's more dangerous to drive, but also fun. I'm trying to pull closer, but we seem to have a different approach here at brake points. He seemed to brake harder and then go straight onto the gas, and I am trying to drive that corner a little bit smoother, I guess, which did slow me down a little bit, but we were able to pull up in the corkscrew. And also here, if you're I feel like the Ferrari, you can really manage the corner coming out if you're too fast. And we go to the inside here. That's what I meant. It's superb for me. You can really position the car accurately with the Ferrari, something that I cannot do with other cars that well so far. And also here I'm going to the inside now, attacking the first apex, going a little bit wide, but being able to pull out fast, so not letting this guy get near.
The gap to Reed behind is increasing. It's now 1.4.
And also I like how it handles, how you can handle it with a little bit of trail braking. Tire consumption is good, I feel, and also with now that it has less consumption for fuel, also makes it a little bit more competitive. So for me, a really nice package right now. And I'm racing the red Kessel Racing livery, the Swiss team from Ticino. Really love the livery. and he really gets near here, so I try to just keep it clean, kind of get into a position where I can get calm again and just do my thing. And he gets attacked by the car behind, which slows him down, and the BMW has gone past the Ferrari. Now I'm trying to catch the guys in front again. Focus again on the cars in front of me. Just the first corner, it's really fun, you know, the apex that you kind of try to hit at the exit, that's a nice curve that you're going. It's pretty hard, especially I'm only having a small field of view because I've only got one monitor, one TV that I'm using. I guess it will be easier once I have a larger screen with a larger field of view, or a super wide. It's the next thing I'm planning to do, maybe in a month or so. But anyway, it also works like this, and it's super fun. And here, this drop down, I think at the beginning it was really hard to kind of find the right point when to turn in and so. But sometimes after a few hundred rounds, maybe or 100 laps, you just get the feeling for it, and it's just super fun. And I love the track, even so it's very exhausting. So 40 minutes going full speed, it's quite tiresome. And weirdly, the lap timer doesn't show anything right now. I guess that's when you get an off track or so, which I didn't get often in this race. But we'll see that at the end. We just try to use the full track to be able to get some good laps in.
Okay, Dave, we're gaining on the car in front.
And also this corner before I could also do in the third gear, but I'm kind of a little bit on the secure side, trying to use the second gear to have more turning if needed, and also to accelerate full. I guess it will also use more fuel, or it could maybe, but we'll see. And it's currently, it doesn't look as if we're coming closer to the other guys, but we're pulling away from the guy behind, so that's okay. And we've got a 1:23.7, which is okay. It's everything 1:23, I guess I would say in this race is good. It's really good lapping. I think the fastest time I had was 1:23.2 or so, or 1 even, but anything below 1:24 is okay. That means we should be able to keep up with the front, with the top drivers, and pull away from the back. And I think we gained again another position from somebody that went off track. That's something here on this track that is consistent. If you get a consistent race, if you have not to be super fast, but if you can lap consistently and don't get off track and don't get too many crashes or incidents, then you'll have a very good position. In the low splits, of course, in the top splits, I guess. But even then, I've seen that a lot of guys are crashing on Laguna Seca, because it's just, you know, it makes you tired and you have to be concentrated, and it's just a lot of corners that where people are very near together, and you can spin it easily in the course through other banked corners and stuff. especially with the cars that are maybe harder to drive, like the McLaren, Audi or Lambo. And the last lap was a 1:23.32, which is very good. That means we're pulling closer to the guys in front, and we can also see this. Cars are getting nearer. A nice thing here is also the dust that is going over the track and everything. Just the details. It's a lovely track. I really enjoy Laguna Seca, and of course the history of the track. This going down the corkscrew must be must be really frightening, kind of, the drop down. Currently we're pretty much in the zone, which means we can lap consistently, we can pull near. It's something that it's like a rear. Oh yeah, that's the best.
Alright Dave, relax, focus, keep it smooth. That's 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes.
That was the best lap so far, 1:23.08. It's also the best lap of the race. That means we could consistently get faster and reel the other guys in. Or try to reel the other guys in slowly. So I guess we're about even with these guys. By the way, if we look at the board, it's not a very good display, but it displays the end result. It's I think we're on P5 currently. Yep, P5 exactly. So we have managed to advance 10 places or 10 positions, which is very fun. I think that's an award in iRacing if you finish it with less than, or with no more than 3 incidents. So let's see if we get that award at the end. And I hope that I.
We think P6 has binned it in. Rainy curve.
Maybe. Now it's P6, they won't gain from that, but we get a nice cushion behind us. And I'm driving the car with...
Okay Dave, the next car is Rouch.
I'm driving the car with the full fuel amount, 55 litres in the Ferrari, which means I can stay out pretty long and just go in at the ends and put a slight amount of fuel in to complete the laps. So I hope to be able to now get in some good laps. We didn't lose time with the full car, and I just maximize staying outside, but we'll see how the pitting goes. It's now 22 minutes into the race, kind of. Or about 20, I think the first 1 or 2 minutes are the warm-up lap.
There's an incident in Rainy curve.
And here I'm still following these guys, just trying to pull a little bit nearer. And I wonder how the Lamborghini will be pitting, and also the BMW. If the I guess the BMW will go in earlier, maybe, and I hope that he also has a slightly longer stand time, refueling time, as the BMW has a higher consumption, and it also uses a little bit more tires. Tire wear is a little bit worse on the car. Ferrari, as far as I know, I'm not sure on this track, but in Imola it was quite significantly better on tires. But also depends, of course, on your driving style. And here I feel that I'm lapping faster compared to Imola, and I'm driving a little bit more aggressive in some corners, so that could also play into the wear. One thing that benefits the Ferrari, of course, is the engine that is really a high revving engine, so it's easier to get out of the corners nicely.
The gap to Rouch ahead is increasing. It's now 1.2.
And in this section I guess we can gain a little bit on the Lambo. So we go quite aggressively into the corkscrew. and also on this part where normally I catch up to some with the braking zone here, while others are faster on other parts of the track. But
the Andretti hairpin. Looks like it's Mansfield.
We've pulled now nearer to this guy. Oops! And there's a guy on the roof, and we had to go off track, but rather off track than going and crashing. I was a little bit surprised to see that car on the roof. And this guy's fair. He lets us take the inside, the back marker. Pretty much, I have to say this whole race was really nice from the other drivers. People were fair. People were. It was kind of I guess hard racing, but no punting or no bad driving so far.
Okay, Dave. 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
And the back markers is always an opportunity where we can pull near, but we can also at the same time lose. If he gets past at a good position and we have to stay behind the car, we maybe lose time. And didn't drive this that well, but maybe I can pull here, I can pull up and get behind these guys. And this is now a position where you can stick it into the inside if he leaves the space open, and that's exactly what we do. I'm staying in, braking, going into the first gear and going through the inside. Of course, he also let that room, but you if you see it, you also have to react and go for it. And also without crashing the car, overdriving in it and going wide, because that could cause a collision with the other car. I think I've kind of progressed on that part, like positioning the car for an overtake, and also seeing sometimes the opportunity. And if you now look at the ranking, it's Fabio on top.
The gap to Roush in front is now
Sandro in the
0.9.
BMW is in front of us, and there's Daniel in his Lamborghini now, which we're following, and we are P4. I was at this time was not sure if that was just temporary because of the pitting and the BMW goes in. That's Fabio. Sorry, no, that was Sandro that was in the BMW that was going for the pit. So now we're, as I thought, the BMW will pit earlier because of the fuel. So this is the time where we now should drive quick and lap fast. So I'm trying to follow him. And I actually didn't mean to overtake it. I just thought, now let's go, let's use the light car to lap well and to put in some distance, or maybe also catch the second and the first guy. And I guess at the same time Daniel felt the pressure kind of.
There's an incident in turn 10.
As it seems that we're kind of pulling near. I love this section, it's just awesome. Seems to have a little bit a slight different line, but he's out of the corner well, so could have maybe run a little bit wider and a little bit rounder. But 1:23.33 is 32 is good. That means we are lapping fine. Should be able to put in some distance, or hopefully put in some distance to the other guys. and we just try to go full beans as much as possible now in this zone, because this is basically the time when with a light car you have to put in these fast laps. That's why this is the advantage that you have with going with a full car at the beginning as much as possible, and then in the end when the others are refueling and are coming out with a heavier car again, that you can maybe lap that 1/10 of a second faster average, or maybe 2/10 of a second faster average. And this we hit pretty nicely. He makes a mistake, and actually here I'm putting a little bit too much pressure, and that's, in hindsight, I think this is kind of a mistake. I should have just kept it clean, stayed behind him, but we'll see later on. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on him, just stay behind him. I mean, to be honest, he's a really good driver.
All right, Dave. 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes
left. As with the Lamborghini, it's easy to make a mistake and to
okay, mate. Watch for a mistake.
It's easy to make a mistake and to spin the car, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on him, really driving near. And this just, yeah, exactly, it caused him to go wide. And now I'm actually going full speed, and I have already been going full speed the whole time. I used a lot of how do you call it? I was very concentrated, so I've kind of used my brain juice, and I need to relax a little bit. As for now, I cannot go full speed that long yet. Maybe that will get better with more experience. That means I'm in a bad position, because now I should lap faster, not make any mistakes, and keep the intensity high while he's now pushing. And as you can see here, I go a little bit wide. That's already the sign of the concentration that I'm losing, kind of. And it's actually 1:24.20, not bad, but it's slower than before, half a second slower than I should lap. And with a light car, I should lap fast, just to get the benefit of it. And this kind of negates the benefit that I had before of, first of all, saving fluid, being behind him, and just kind of chilling and letting him pull me. But yeah, we'll see the outcome. We'll see what happens. And we got a back marker here. Which is also one thing that you also need to manage. It can cause an issue, and I'm flashing him just to say, hey, we're coming in through.
The gap to Roush behind is now 0.8.
I almost got right here. And this, as you could see, was not driving very well. It was driven very well. It was, yeah, kind of lost the concentration to hit the line that I did before. Of course, it was below 1:24, but it's a high 23. Not that what we actually need at this time. Should be a little bit faster. And here, yep, exactly. Apply too much gas, almost slip into him, and luckily he can avoid the collision. I didn't go far and didn't slip into him. That's also, the Ferrari is easier to handle when off track, and I lost the position, which isn't bad because I can relax. I just need to focus, get into the rhythm again. But it's for him, it's kind of. I showed him that I can maybe get near, overtake him, but he's now confident that I cannot drive away, I guess. Because, yeah. Kind of a thing where I need to learn to manage the energy that you have, or the concentration. And this guy goes off the track.
Incident in turn 11.
and he also, I guess he's a little bit tired. The track is really, it takes a toll. Even staying out that long as we do in these laps. Yeah, 1:26.17. That was bad. We lost 2.5 seconds here in this lap because of that off track. But that's fine. I will not attack him. I'll stay behind him. Or I guess I didn't want to attack him. I wanted to stay behind him and just, you know, a lap and get into the pit. Because the best thing for us is actually the idea would have been both of us stay behind each other, lap fast, catch up to the guys, to the number one guy, get a cushion to maybe the BMW that went out, and then get back on the track with a light car and drive it to the end, and maybe then at the end go for a try to overtake or something like that if we're in a position to.
The gap to Roush ahead is increasing. It's now 1.0 seconds.
But he's a very consistent driver, and
5 minutes to go. This is good. We'll be on the podium if we can keep it together.
And to be honest, I guess he's a better driver than me, because he's driving a car that is harder to drive, and he's the same fast, doesn't make any mistakes, which is really good. I go a little bit wide here.
Pit lane speed limit is 56 kilometers per hour. The leader, Roush, is pitting.
So, the entrance is quite narrow, and this was a little bit bad now, as you can see. The car is standing actually on my space, which is really confusing, and I go too far. I hit reverse and leave. I lost basically 2 seconds. I have a quick refuel.
Reed is leading the race.
Come out, and here are now. These are the 2 seconds that I would have been in front of him. This is another mistake. The pitting was okay so far, you know, going into it, but just that.
Take care, rejoin him. There's an incident in the Andretti hairpin.
That mistake of going too far cost us the position.
There's an incident in
If I would have been staying behind him, just easy fuel saving maybe, and not attacking, would have maybe also be more concentrated to drive. That mistake would have not happened maybe. And coming out, I guess I could maybe also maintain a slightly higher speed to stay in front of him, but it's just maybe. You cannot never know how the outcome would be. But so far it's fine. We're still, I think, with P3 now. It's Fabio in front of us, which is he's fast, and but he's only 3.5 seconds. We caught up to him in the pitting, and we have managed to put a small cushion, and overtake Daniel.
The gap behind is now 1.4
with,
seconds.
The better fuel economy, or maybe also you lost time kind of in the pits. And now we just try to drive it home. In maybe the next 5 to 6 minutes. But the advantage is still here. We came out, we refueled, we are now again on a light car, because we only refueled a small amount. We can now try to get some nice laps in, and not and try not to do any stupid mistakes, because Sander behind us is really fast. I think he was a half a tenth or even a tenth of a second faster on the fastest time. So I know he can lap fast, and he can maybe not catch us with his pure speed if we don't make a mistake, but as soon as we make a mistake, he will be there.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
By the funny fact also, I'm using the radar normally, and I also have the telemetry on, that I see how much throttle input I normally have. At this race I forgot to enable the radar and also telemetry, so I drove actually the whole race without having the radar with a small field of view, and also with that telemetry, but it worked fine. I think I now have the feeling also. I know how much gas input and how much throttle input and brake I'm doing, so I don't need to use it, the telemetry for me. It's just now I use it now in the replay, and also the radar in the replay that you can see it, but I didn't use it while racing. Here I go a little bit wide. That's exactly what I tried to avoid. But the last lap time was at 23:27, which was okay. So he wouldn't pull nearer when we would stay that low with the lap times. But of course, it's hard to keep up these fast laps. But really, so far a super race. If we can manage to stay on P3, that means that we advance from P15 to P3, which is, yeah, I think that would be the most that we ever had in a race, the most gain. And here I also go wide, and as you could see, I quickly applied the power and then also went off again, because if I would have stayed on, the car would have spun. And in another car, this would have been a straight up spin. That's how more stable the Ferrari is, basically, or more forgiving as other cars. And I tried to hit the apex nicely, not to give him room to go to the inside somewhere, either be fast enough or to cover the inside. But I've now got Sandro behind me.
There's an incident in turn 6.
And I know I would say now from this point on, it's a little bit defensive also. I have to see what he does, how near he is. If I have to really full cover the inside, go more or less full defense. And also here...
hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. He's faster than you, entering turn 11.
I hit this part so far okay. So if we can lap like this, then he should be able to overtake us. But as I said, as soon as we make mistakes, it will be hard. 1:23.19, which is good.
Incident in the Andretti hairpin.
And I'm using the first gear here every time because this gives me more turn-in, and I will cover the inside and also, you know, hold the apex, try to hit it also. And I said, after this amount of time, the concentration is a little bit hard on this track, you know, being fully concentrated. That's why still some mistakes that can happen. So far good. And here I also go out of the corkscrew in first gear, just to have more acceleration. Here I hit this part and this upset the car, pushed me to the outside, and this is exactly the mistake I didn't need, because it upset the car and it broke my rhythm. So again, I've tried to focus to push the car in the last round, keep in front.
There's an incident in the Andretti hairpin.
I try to stay close to the apex, that he doesn't get the inside. And unfortunately we have traffic in front of us, which means this will slow us down. It is dangerous now for this part, as he's able to pull near if I don't get a really good if I'm slowed down. I'm sorry, if I'm slowed down by this car in front. And luckily this guy sees us. It's a guy from before that we lapped. And I'm sorry, we were able to pull inside, which was very good move, very fair move by this back marker. Kudos to him. And we are able to fully stay here on our line and keep the battle going for P3. And we pull out of this, and now it's the white flag. This is the last round, so again I need to have a clean lap, so not go too wide on this part, and this happens a little bit. I go a little bit wide, but coming out I was able to pull out fast, have kind of a decent exit, not good one, but and he's now very close. Another thing that's a little bit hairy, we have a back marker that is slower, which can again slow us down, so I have to kind of try to attack and to get past quickly, and this kind of makes me nervous, and I don't hit this part really good, so now I have to go to the inside, let him kind of, or not overtake us here.
Okay, Dave, don't let this guy distract you.
Here keeping the inside apex of the corkscrew, and I somehow managed to keep him behind. It's also, to be honest, it's also he's a really fair driver. Maybe another driver would have hit you there, or would have pushed you out somehow, but he nicely stays behind me, and we managed to bag in P3, which is was very happy. I also quickly chatted to P2 and P3, really nice guys. We had an average lap time that was 1:25.64. That is very good for me. Place 3 of 25, very happy. I was car 16, so about mid, and here you can see also the iRating and safety gain, so really nice.